Hello, everybody. First workshop for the TurboChain. My name is Slava. I am developer at Aurora. Been working here for the last 2 years, mostly supporting different projects and users all around the ecosystem. And now also supporting the TurboChain users and Turbo followers. So let me start with some with the presentation I have here. Let me share it. Yeah, I've seen some comments about some Turbo NFTs. It will be definitely possible to mint NFTs on TurboChain, and we'll have a marketplace there for the NFTs. So you'll be able to do that and publish your own collections. And people also have some questions about the percentage of how much Turbo tokens will be brought onto TurboChain. I actually don't know the detail, like in terms of how much. I believe it's still in the process of the discussion between us and the Turbo team, so we will see. Meanwhile, let's start with the workshop. Just to save some time, I will address your questions like at some key points during the presentation. So let's go and start with the TurboChain dev workshop. Let's just press a spacebar to start. The plan of the adventure we have for today is that we will discuss what virtual chains are. Then I will tell you about the TurboChain and what benefits it hides beneath itself. And then we will jump straight forwards into the dev workshop where I will show you how to deploy some smart contracts and play with some basic dApp, including like connecting your wallet, sending your Turbo tokens to different account, and also sending your ERC20 tokens using the WAGMI library. Hello, everybody. So let's go. What are virtual chains? Let's go to the blockchain forest and try to catch a chain of a dream there. So that's kind of like my game-like interpretation of the problem people are having when they want to start their own chain. So let's try to find a chain, and like what we will find in that blockchain forest on the market nowadays. Like usually you will find what I'm calling here the rollups gang. It will be some kind of like copy stack chain or Arbitrum Orbit, something else. But like 99% on the market, it will be just a rollup, and that's it. And it will be like hard to choose. And they also have some big like cons also, as well as pros. But I believe that virtual chain is much more better alternative to these technical stacks and technical solutions. So you may encounter some problems while launching these rollups. And what may this be? So first of all, it's a high development cost because you will need to hire some developers to develop the full chain for you. Also, it's a lack of the infrastructure because you will need to provide your RPC nodes, you will need to provide your own validators, and that means that you will need also to spend money on these servers and people supporting them. Also, there is no pre-built ecosystem there, so you will need to find projects to support your chain, like bridges, different exchanges, NFT marketplaces, etc. And also, usually rollups, they have a centralized part, the sequencer, which is the off-chain service, basically ordering the transactions. And it means it's not really the decentralized solution here. And how we can address all of these challenges with virtual chains. So in our case, TurboChain is exactly the virtual chain. It's a smart contract built atop of the NEAR protocol, the L1 blockchain, which is already scalable. So basically, we were calling it Ethereum v2 before Ethereum v2 has launched, and it means it's already like sharded, asynchronous. It could execute transactions in parallel. And right now, like one near shard, depending on the transaction complexity, can hold around like 1,000, I believe, allow around like 1,000, 10,000 transactions, but there could be like a lot of shards. So like in theory, it's scalable to 100,000 transactions per second even. But of course, it's like a question of the number of shards present in here. So with virtual chains on Aurora, developed by Aurora Labs, we basically sharing all of our experience which we have received while building the Aurora. And Aurora is just a smart contract on top of Near, which is an EVM chain. It means that it preserves all of the familiar tools used on Ethereum, but allows you to just reuse the Near infrastructure and basically not being worried about the validators in this case. So we tried to make it as easy as possible for other people to start more chains with the concept of the virtual chains, and that's exactly the smart contract solution here. So what it allows us to have is also your own gas and tokenomics customization. So you can actually choose how much of the gas your users will pay, or how much of the like tokens you can actually extract from your users doing actions on your blockchain. Like that's from mostly like a business perspective. Also, it has Lego-like add-ons like universal widget for bridging. Also on ramp of ramp, we have Munzen provider there, and you don't need almost anything to like set up there. It's already pre-set up for you. Like from the business side, it's just like they ask us and we just enable that feature. And from the developer side, it boils down to like just go into the documentation, copy pasting some code, and having the UI widget working in their dApp. So, and that's kind of it. Also, we have a really cool free transactions management system. We call it Rule Engine on our side. And it's basically a way where you can run your own marketing campaigns on the blockchain, and TurboChain fully support that. It means that if projects comes to the TurboChain and want to have free transactions for their users, they can benefit from that. For example, if you want to have like free transactions for your users only in Germany during the Christmas Eve, you can do that with our rule engine and our gas management system. So it's a pretty neat geolocation specific and also like depth specific way to use gas abstraction. So all of that are the benefits of the virtual chains. Let's take a look what goes next. So it's easy to deploy, and we can eliminate all of our challenges easily, as well as from the business side, as well from the developer side here, and just use it as an EVM to be concentrated more on the projects itself and dApps deploy into the chain. So let's present to you the TurboChain, a virtual chain built by Aurora Labs atop of the Near protocol. So basically, you can think about the TurboChain as an EVM spellbook on Near. So Near natively is not actually a blockchain which is like Ethereum compatible. So it's not Ethereum compatible. You cannot just like use Solidity contracts on it. You need to learn Rust language and write Near smart contracts in Rust. And it means that it kind of destroys and ruins the experience for the Solidity devs. They need to relearn and start from scratch. But imagine you already have your project written, and a lot of projects are actually written for the EVMs. That's where the TurboChain comes in handy, and like any virtual chain beside it. It means that any project like Uniswap, for example, or OpenSea, they can just like go to the TurboChain and deploy there. There is no like friction, and there is no problems with migration of the projects from chain to chain there. So what can we actually get out of these EVM spells? Yeah, I see Marco is asking about when Golden Axe chain. I would be really glad for Golden Axe, like the game you see on the screen is called Golden Axe, and I will be really, really glad for the original OG developers who said game contact us about that chain. It would be really, really, really fun to develop that. So let's just bump into these gnomes, which are hiding the spells in these bags there. So what we can get from that? What we are getting, as I have said, it's an EVM. So we are getting the familiar interface for the devs to develop their dApps and easily migrate their smart contracts to a new chain. We also get free transactions, as I have said. And also we get the TurboSwap. What is TurboSwap? If you haven't seen it yet, let me actually share a link with you in the channel. One moment, I will just send it. So TurboSwap, we just launched it recently, and it's a cross-chain, chain-abstracted, decentralized exchange. And what it means for you is that liquidity has no borders there. It means that you can actually put your liquidity to the TurboSwap from like the most popular chains and centralized exchanges like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Arbitrum, Base, Near, Aurora. So you can just put all of the tokens you have there and start trading. And there are a lot of benefits to the TurboSwap because it actually shows you the amount of tokens which you will receive right away. So you have no slippage. And also you don't need to have gas to trade there. The only gas you will spend is spent during the deposits into the platform. But after you have deposited your tokens, all swaps, they are gas-free right now, and there are no fees. Probably fees will be introduced a little bit further during the roadmap and project development. TurboSwap is built or has been built atop of the project we call Near Intents, and like beneath it reuses the same smart contracts and the same mechanics or like backend. You can actually go to my Twitter, and the last post I made there was actually about how the Near Intents work. So that's how the TurboSwap works. You can find that by this link. I just have shared it with you in the comments. So yeah, basically, just to finish it up like in a short manner, it just brings the liquidity and removes the barriers between the liquidity on different chains and allows that to run directly to your TurboChain. So for developers, it means that you can actually on-ramp easily there, and you can get your Turbo tokens, which are used as the gas token on the Turbo chain instead of Ether. So there is no need to like put the Ether there, and maybe I will even show to you how to get some Turbo tokens from the TurboSwap. I will try to do that. So also you are getting the sorry, I'm clicking the wrong button here. Also you're getting the free transactions, as I have already said, because of that rule engine stuff. You also having the cross contract call interactions with Near, and also you can, because you can cross communicate with Near, you can leverage the chain abstraction used on Near. It means that you can actually sign the transactions with your Near account on different chains like Arbitrum or Ethereum or Bitcoin, and actually do all of the needed actions like on the NIR protocol itself. And then they will happen and be related to the destination chain, like Bitcoin, for example. And also, which is really important, the TurboChain gives you the ecosystem. Like a lot of Turbo followers will go there to use the dApps deployed to the TurboChain. They are upcoming, so please follow us on the Twitter and just monitor the updates. We will have there soon the NFT marketplace and also the DAX deployed. Let me check my list of the updates, just not to miss anything. And like overall, we have like multiple projects which are going to deploy there, not only DAXs and NFTs. Like for example, we'll have a launchpad similar to Pump.fun. It's in preparation, and it means that we will have, you know, like meme coins inside the meme coins chain. It sounds kind of cool, right? It's kind of like a recursion here. So it's just like nerdy things I love, you know. Okay, so basically you will be able to benefit being the first on the Turbo chain. That's why like I'm inviting you to build there. Please go there. We'll help you. You can find me on the Aurora Labs Discord, and we'll help you to build your project, and we'll support. And you can benefit from the Turbo community and all the thoughts gathering around the Turbo chain. So let's build together. Francesco, about like I just see a comment from Francesco. He asked that how can I create the meme coin in TurboChain? Like right now, the easiest way is just to use standard ERC20 token contract. I will show you one today and how to deploy it. So basically, you can follow up the instructions I will provide to you today in this video, and basically deploy your meme token after you will finish watching my workshop here. That's like one option if you're a little bit into the development. But if not, and you are not a developer but still want to start, like you can actually wait a bit for the meme coin launchpad being launched on the TurboChain. It will happen in the near future, and I believe you will be able to use it instead afterwards. So that's it with like the introduction and theory part. Let's go and do some coding together. If you have any questions, feel free to write. I will just drink some water. The Discord link has expired. Let me share with you the right one. One moment. Like you can go to the Aurora.dev website and click developers and Discord there. So you will find the right link. It should be usable, but I will share one more in the chat. Here is it. So it's just Aurora Labs. You can just use it as the code for your like Discord standard Discord link invitation. Just discord.com invite Aurora Labs. Will TurboChain support Turbo on Solana? Wormhole 1. It will. At some point of time, it will. And basically, it boils down not to the TurboChain supporting it, but to the TurboSwap supporting it. So we will add it on the TurboSwap. Right now, we already support Solana there. But we haven't added actually the wormhole token yet because of pretty low liquidity there, but it's one of our milestones. So it will be present and you will be able to deposit it into the near intents or like TurboSwap site, and then just bridge it to your TurboChain. Let me share another window. I will pause the presentation. And I want to present you my screen. Let me try with the window. I just need the right window being presented. Oops, sorry for the recursion, but it's a theme of our workshop today. So let me see. Okay, I hope you see in my screen. Please let me know in the comments if there is some problem with seeing it. But I'm now opened, I have opened the turbotoken.io website. So why I did that? Just to say to you that you have a small button here saying develop on turbochain.pdf, and you can actually download the instructions on how to develop on the turbochain. It was actually created so you will receive this PDF describing some resources. If you're not familiar with EVM development, I really advise you to take a look at the Crypto Zombies game and Solidity by example. So you will be able to learn how to write smart contracts and dApps by example in a really fun way. If you are already an experienced developer, actually all you need to know are the TurboChain data. So it's like chain ID and RPC URL, which are included into that documentation, and maybe Explorer URL, which is optional, but of course it's really usable one because you will monitor your smart contracts there. One moment, let me just take a quick look. Yeah, people are saying all good. Great. Thank you, Marco. Okay, so you can add the TurboChain to your MetaMask by just clicking the add network and putting all of that information there. You can also add the TurboChain to your IDEs and smart contract development frameworks like Hardhat. I have included the example here, so you just need to put the where is it to your networks this object like turbo, your RPC URL. Here will be your private key variable, chain ID, and gas price. As you can see, we have non-zero gas price, which is actually equal to the, let me show to you, it's like 0.0001 turbo token. So depending on the transaction complexity in terms of the computation, it will mean it will cost you some money. We will take a look at some deployment of the ERC20 token, for example, here has costed me around 129 turbo. It's I already calculated it. It's around 12 cents. But it was a big contract deployment. In terms of the ERC20 token transactions, it will be, of course, a lot less, a few cents probably, and that's it. So that documentation includes all you need to know in terms of how to add TurboChain config to your framework. On the Hardhat example, some WAGMI configs, how to add it to the dApp wallet connector, basically. I also included some stuff about how you can bootstrap your project. So we have the package called Create Aurora app, and you can actually reuse it. So if you are a contract developer, you use the contract argument here. And if you are developing the UI, you will use a dApp parameter. So it will basically create a project for you. We will take a look at both of these today. And you will be able to just reuse the code. You'll just put your turbo chains with this instruction at the top, and you will be able to start developing on TurboChain both contracts and the dApp connected to these contracts. Yeah, there are also some frequently asked questions there, but we won't go to this right now. So that's just the document, which is just the copy of that PDF, basically. And that's the Create Aurora app package, which I was telling you about. What I wanted to say is that all of these examples here in the documentation, they are currently based on the Aurora builders onboarding we have at our documentation. So if you can also go to the doc.aurora.dev to read more about the project. You will create this Create Aurora app, and you will find a similar bunch of the resources here. And also you will find more instructions in terms of like how to deploy some simple contracts like simple counter here or ERC20 token, which could be your first meme coin on the TurboChain, or some NFTs. So it has a lot of explanations, some diagrams, and like overall commands explaining to you how to create and configure the projects. And in a similar way, we have a front-end part, because like contracts is only the backend part. And with contracts, we are using WAGMI library here. And we are teaching you here how to connect your wallet, how to get account data, how to send transactions, how to read, and how to write from the contracts. So let's start and let's take a look what we can actually do with the backend first. So let me show to you how you can actually deploy your own ERC20 token. One moment, let me switch the screen. If you have any questions, feel free to write more questions to the chat. I will answer all the questions you have. And let me probably try just share my entire screen instead, so you will see everything. Okay. So I already pre-prepared that project. So I have already executed. Let me show you where I am. So in my terminal, you can see that I'm in my projects folder. Project is called Aurora Examples, and I have hard hat ERC20 there. And that's basically the result of the executing npx create Aurora app project with contracts argument. It has created that folder called Aurora Examples here for me. And I just went to the hard hat ERC20 token project to demonstrate to you how you can deploy your ERC20 token there. So first of all, I have added to the hard hat config.js file the TurboChain configuration. I just copy pasted it from the documentation. And also I have added to the Etherscan the API key. It should be any non-empty string in the case of the TurboChain or Aurora. We don't have any API keys on our Block Scout. We use Block Scout for the Explorer. And I have added the links here to the API and to the Explorer itself. So we will be able to verify the contracts and have the access basically to their methods inside the Explorer. So what's inside the project? We have just one contract called Watermelon token contract. And you can see it just has like two parameters in the constructor passed there. We just deploying token called Watermelon, and the symbol of it is WTM. But we can, for example, just try to deploy Turbo Watermelon contract, or like maybe Turbomelon. Let's try Turbomelon, and let's call it just TM. What's happening in here? We just deploy it and are minting to the message sender some initial supply. I have also disclosed the mint function here, so it will be public because it's not like a real and useful token. And by being able to mint and exposing that method, it means that everybody after the workshop will be able to go to the Explorer, connect their wallet, and mint some Turbomelons for themselves. So you will be able actually to play around with that and also transfer some Turbomelons between your accounts or your account and your friend's account, for example. Let me take a look if I have some questions in the, one moment, in the channel. How to buy it? Ro is asking. How to buy Turbo? Probably that's the question, right? Because like first of all, to be able to deploy some contracts to the TurboChain, you will need to pay for the gas, as I have already said. And I already, let me just click this, or even let's probably just go to the TurboSwap right away. So in my MetaMask, I hope you see my MetaMask right now. So inside my MetaMask, you can see that I have some Watermelons tokens already, and also I have some Turbo tokens, around 160 of these. And how I got them here? I actually got them from the TurboSwap website. So I already have connected my wallet here to the TurboSwap, and I deposited, I believe, some USDC from the Binance I had before. So I just went to the deposit tab here, like chosen the USDC coin, Ethereum network, because it was the Ethereum probably. But if I'm doing that from the Binance, I would advise to use Base or something more faster than Ethereum, because on Ethereum it takes more time. Then you just need to copy that deposit address. Or if you already have your Base wallet connected here, like in MetaMask, and you have non-zero balance, you can just transfer right away, just from the UI. But in my case, I was using centralized exchange, so I just scanned that QR code from my mobile phone, deposited, and then I went to the swap and swapped that USDC amount to the Turbo. So I may actually swap some Turbo for USDC to show you how it works. Let's take 100 Turbo. And you can see it will get me like around $1. Let me make it 1. Just need a little bit more. So yeah, now I can just click swap. And you will see that there is no transaction happening here. There is no transactions, it's just signature request for a message saying like that I want to change some balances inside the near intents protocol. So I just confirm it and wait for a moment. It's pending, and that's it. So I have received 1 USDC here. And what I can do now, I can actually go to the withdraw, and I can select TurboChain, select that amount to withdraw, and for example, withdraw to the current wallet I have connected there. So I just copy paste it, click withdraw, and just sign a message. Also, no transactions needed, no fees are taken from you here. And that's it. That's completed. Now we can check my wallet. Inside my wallet, I believe I don't have the USDC yet. But what we can do, we can actually go to the Explorer. And to the tokens tab here. There are the most popular tokens available here. I'm really proud that my watermelon is on the first place. But we can click the add token to the MetaMask button, and that's it. You will be able to see now, and you can see that I have $1 available for me on the TurboChain. So that's how it works. And in the same way, I can get more Turbo tokens. So I can send like 200 more Turbo tokens to the address I just copy pasted from the MetaMask. Sign one more message. Wait for a moment or two. Yeah, and that's it. I believe if I will go to the MetaMask, you can see I now have 200 more of a Turbo inside my account. So now we're ready to deploy our contract. Let's do it. Let me check the comments section for a moment. Can TT icon be changed? This message is very messy. What do you mean by TT icon? Turbo token icon changed? Right now inside MetaMask, unfortunately, no. As far as I know, they do not support changing the base token icons. and that's like default on the MetaMask side. But other EVM wallets like Coinbase or Rabby, I believe they will display the right icon here. It's just the problem with the MetaMask in this case. So yeah, and like because Turbo token isn't the ERC20 token on the TurboChain, it's the actual base token. The process of getting icons inside the MetaMask is different a bit here. Okay, so now let's go and try to deploy some contracts. So we have a script called deploy inside the scripts folder. So if you go to scripts deploy, you will see there hard hat like getting the token factory and trying to deploy in watermelon tokens there to the chain. So we can just execute that, just npx hard hat run scripts deploy JS network turbo, because I have added my turbo network to the hard hat config here. You can see that turbo lowercase here corresponds to the same part I'm using in the command inside my terminal. So I just click enter. It is my account. It reads my balance of 362 turbo tokens. All of the other digits are decimals. And that's it. We have deployed the watermelon token to the new address. Let's just copy it, go to the Explorer, paste. And yeah, we have the turbomelon token now. I believe if you'll go to the tokens, you'll see it there also. The case is that it's not verified yet. So let me try to verify it. Oh, I have some forge hard hat. Let me actually remind myself the command hard hat verify. What should be there? It was just npx hard hat verify. Let me try this. npx hard hat verify. Okay, that's the wrong contract. Let me try another one. Hard hat verify. And I believe that should work. So we just put in the contract address here. That's the one. And then we have constructor argument, which was like 1 million tokens to mint for the contract creator. We just choose the network, and I hope it will go through. That's it. It says successfully verified. Let me check. I'm holding my hands here. Yep, it seems it has worked out really nicely. So what can we do now? Let me reconnect my wallet maybe, and okay, some small error on the block scout, but nevertheless it has connected my wallet. And what we can do, we can actually mint some tokens for other people. If you want some turbomelon tokens from me, you can send your address if you want. But let me actually send it to the some of my other accounts, like this one, for example. Let me just try to paste it here and mint some amount. There are no decimals in the turbomelon token, so let me just mint 1,000 of these. So now I just need to sign a transaction. You can see it will cost around 7 cents here for minting. And now if you will try to add the token to the MetaMask, it won't allow us to do that. So we need to do it by hand, because the number of decimals was modified, because you cannot cut turbomelons. They are like the phenomenons, the whole symbols in the reality. Okay, so I just need to do this, and you can see 1,000 of TurboMelon tokens in my wallet. So that's how basically you can start your own meme coin or any kind of ERC20 token on the TurboChain right away after the workshop. And that's the first part of the workshop done. We have prepared the backend, and I have shown to you that everything is working here, and you can actually easily distribute the tokens between different participants. So we will go to the front end part. Please ask your questions now. Let me check if you have some. Let me know if you have any questions in the channel. Meanwhile, I will talk about the front end part. Oh, unfortunately, it has like the browser tab was stalled for a moment, so we will need to rebuild the project and for it to install the dependencies and build the front end. It will take some time. Meanwhile, let me tell you like what we are using here. So I recommend for everybody to try using WAGMI as the main library to integrate your on-chain experience to your front end and user interfaces. It's the best way to start, and like you can actually go to the WAGMI site and read the guides here, especially starting with the connect wallet, send transaction, read transaction, write to contract. So just use that. WAGMI is built atop of the VM. Yeah, they say it here. The most performant Web3 library on the market today. So basically, it's like analog of the Web3.js or Ethers.js. And I really suggest you to take a look if you never used it. And please use WAGMI for your projects. It's really, really good one. Yeah, so let me take a look if Frontend has built. Yeah, it has been built actually, and you can see my account has already connected automatically here, but we can actually disconnect it. So I will show to you how the wallet connection looks like. Can I disconnect it? Probably I just need to switch the accounts, set MetaMask to disconnect. Let me retry. Not sure. Okay, disconnect button isn't working right now for some reason. Not sure why. But let me show you around the project and what we have here. So if you take a look at the left part of the screen, at the files section, you'll see that we have up TSX, main TSX, and WAGMI TSX here. Inside WAGMI, what we have is basically, sorry, one moment. Yeah, inside WAGMI, we have the WAGMI configuration. So we have TurboChain at the top, and I have injected it here as the only supported chain. Yeah, inside app, we have the main like UI components you can see on the screen on the right, on the preview. So first of all, we have Connect Wallet, that first card displaying my wallet information, what type of wallet was connected, what is the chain connected, and the balance of the base tokens. So it's like 228 turbos in this case. It also shows you the ERC20 balance, in this case, the watermelon balance I have. It also shows ERC20 transfer card, allowing us to send our watermelons to other people right away from that UI. And also the similar web interface allowing us to send the gas tokens. So basically, we are covering the most common operations done inside your dApps to build your project, basically, right? And you can find all of these components described one by one inside the components folder. So like, for example, if you want to find ERC20 transfer, you can see it's inside write contract component, because it actually writes to the contract to the predefined ERC20 address here. Okay, so let's now go to the Explorer, copy our address, and we can now just reuse a new address inside all of these components. As far as I remember, I just need to change it here inside the read contract TSX. For TurboChain, I need to paste new address. And also for send transactions, oh, sorry, no, for write transaction, I need also to change ERC20 address here. So in two places. And now we are ready to test it out. I can actually rename, because it's not watermelon, it's turbomelon. So let's rename watermelon to turbomelon token. And you can see it was renamed here and changed the symbol. So we actually have 1 million turbomelons in my account. Let me check. Oh, I forgotten to add it. Let's add it first here then. So you can see I have 1 million turbomelons here. Great. Okay, so now what can I do? I can actually take some other account I have. Let's take this one, copy it, and then go back. So let's try it out and send some watermelons to that address. Sorry, watermelons, turbomelons. And let's send, like, I will be really generous. Let's send 1,100 of these tokens. Okay, let me retry. Maybe I just need to, oh yeah. There was some problem with the wallet connection, but now it works just fine. Just needed to refresh the page. Let me retry once again. I just need to put the wallet address and 100,100 tokens here. Now you will see the transaction, which I need to confirm. So I need to pay like 5 cents for doing that. And now we're just waiting for the confirmation. The transaction is completed here. That's it. We can go to the, like by the hash link. I actually forgotten to change the Explorer links here, so we just need to do this. Or we can actually fix it right away inside the UI. Let me do this for you. So inside the read contract, no, it's like write contract, okay. And we have this. I just need to remove testnet and put turbo here. I believe it should work now. Yeah, and that's it. We see the real transaction here. So where my deployer's account has transferred to another account the exact amount I have asked it to transfer from the front end. And the same way, we can take a look at how we can send some turbo tokens to different address. Let me just copy the same one I have here. And let's send, for example, 10 turbo tokens to it. So it took like 3 cents, I believe. Let me take a look how many it costed for us to transfer some ERC20 tokens on the TurboChain. So it costed us like around 3 turbo tokens, 3.5. So it's like 3,000 of the dollar. So like 0.3 cents, I believe. So it's pretty cheap just to do the ERC20 transfers between accounts. Yeah, and meanwhile, our turbo transfer has finished. Let's take a look at the Explorer. It's loading. I forgotten to change the link in another file, sorry, but let me just change it by hand. So yeah, and we see that we have paid 2 turbos for the transaction fee. So it's really it's even smaller fee than it was for the ERC20 transfers. Yeah, and basically that's it. That's it. I can actually share with you the link to this to that project. Let me take a look. How can I do that? Share. Yeah, share button. And let me just copy URL here so you can play with it around. I will share a link here. And let me stop sharing. I believe that's it. Like we have covered a lot today. Just to conclude, I have shown to you how you can onboard yourself and get the gas token, the turbo token, to your TurboChain via TurboSwap. Then we have deployed a smart contract, ERC21, which can be used as a backend for your decentralized application. And then we have taken a look at the front end and how you can use frontend to cross-interact with your smart contract on chain via WAGMI. So I hope you like that, and I hope you have learned something useful for you and yourself and your projects. I'm looking forward to seeing you on our Discord, and looking forward to seeing your projects. Please ask any questions here or later on the Discord. We are open to every question you will have. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, let me take a look. 10 Deepfake is asking, so is the turbo transaction fee or gas transaction fee to be burned? Turbo transaction fee, like turbo transaction fee, what's the difference between turbo transaction fee and the gas transaction fee? Because for me, it sounds as the same thing, because in this case, like we are paying for the gas in turbo tokens. These turbo tokens are going to the relayer's account, and that's exactly the tokens that will be burned. So users are using turbo tokens on the turbo chain to pay for the transactions, and some amount of these tokens that they will use will be burned by the chain owners. That's how it will work. Francesco is asking about the Discord name. I actually has already shared it a little bit above. Here is it. You may see it on your screen right now. Discord.com invite/rollups. Let me actually send one more time the link to you just to make sure that you have it. I got it. So Deepfake is asking about the fees, and I can actually show to you what he is asking about actually. So if you take a look at some transaction like this one, you will see that there is a gas price here, and it's saying like 0.0001 turbo, and there is a transaction fee. So he was asking what will be actually burned, and like that gas price is actually multiplied by the amount of the gas. So it's like 21,000 here, and that fee will be burned. So some percentage, or maybe like even 100%, maybe the full fee will be burned. I don't know how the project will decide like to burn the tokens. It's still in the progress of the discussion. But yeah, like that part, the transaction fee itself will be burned, some part of it. Where you can buy a new coins, Jamie asks. You should go to the TurboSwap. If you don't have any coins at all, you should use some either on-ramp services to on-ramp, or just like create your Binance account, go through verifications there, put some real money into it, buy some tokens. Better, I don't know, like maybe stables, maybe Ethereum, just the tokens you like believe into the most, and then you just put them inside the TurboSwap site, and you can like it's much better to buy Turbo on TurboSwap than on the Binance, because on Binance they have a lot higher commissions. So just deposit from the Binance. It's like some other tokens like USDC, for example, and then swap this on the TurboSwap, and after that withdraw to your TurboChain if you want them to be on the TurboChain. So I will share one more time the link to the TurboSwap, like this one. Alice Tech Journal is asking, I added my tokens in MetaMask. Can I easily transfer from MetaMask using TurboSwap? Okay, so your tokens in MetaMask, but on what chain? Could you please say to me on what chain and where do you want these to be transferred? So like, if, for example, they are inside MetaMask on the TurboChain, then you can easily transfer them inside MetaMask to any TurboChain user, no problem. But if you want to transfer them cross-chain, like to your Arbitrum account or Ethereum account or to Near, use TurboSwap. So just go to the TurboSwap, this side, and you will be able to deposit them and then withdraw from the TurboSwap. Basically, you will use it as a bridge, and you will receive the token on another chain. Canadians 999 is asking, tell me please more about, like for me and others, probably how to get Turbo. That's a nice question, but like as I have told you already, you should go to the Binance and register an account there. That's like one way. Also, like there are other ways. Like for example, there are on-ramp services, for example, on Ethereum, or there is on-ramp service to on-ramp on Aurora. That's also another way to go, like Munzen or Transact, for example, or MoonPay. So you go there to these on-ramp services. Let me just write their names, like Transact, MoonPay, or Munzen. I will display them on the screen right now. So you just go there and you can on-ramp with your fiat, like with your credit cards. That's one option. And another option is like, and after that, you just like can deposit these tokens, which you will receive on chain, to the TurboSwap and use it as a DEX, right? So you will just swap there to the Turbo tokens and withdraw anywhere you would like, to Ethereum, to TurboChain, to Arbitrum. Like, I mean, on Arbitrum probably there is no Turbo token, but like on Ethereum or TurboChain right now, I believe. And in future to Solana also. But there is another option, as I have described it before. It is going to some centralized exchanges like Binance, creating an account there, putting fiat there, and then depositing from it to the TurboSwap. So all the roads lead you to the TurboSwap, and the way to get Turbo tokens is to get some tokens to the TurboSwap and swap it there. Like, of course, it's not how to say, like, I'm not forcing you just to use TurboSwap. You can use Uniswap, but still, TurboSwap nowadays is the only way to get these tokens to the TurboChain and to be used on the TurboChain for your like project development or using different dApps deployed to the TurboChain. Alice says that his token was on the Ethereum. Yes, so you can, if you have your tokens in a MetaMask on Ethereum, you can just go to the TurboSwap. Let me show that one more time for you, just so you will be aware about what I'm talking here. So I have my TurboSwap window here. And like if I have some tokens on Ethereum, I just go to the deposit tab here. It's the same as like with centralized exchanges. And I click my token, like USDC, for example, select Ethereum network. And then, like if your MetaMask is connected here, you just will be able to deposit. And that's it. So you will see your balance. You will like enter here like 100 USDCs, click deposit button, sign transaction, and it will be inside the platform deposited. And you will be able to swap here for the Turbo tokens and then withdraw to whatever chain you will want to. So that's the idea behind that. Yeah, welcome, Ali, welcome. So I believe we should wrap up. That's it for today. We have already spent an hour of time. I was really glad to have you here today. I wish you Merry holidays ahead, and see you on the Discord and inside the ecosystem. Bye-bye.